A big hello and a very warm welcome to Brand Equity with me, Sonali Krishna. As you can see, Brand Equity is coming to you straight from Vijay Sales today. Are you wondering why? Well, this brand was given birth to by the founder, Mr. Nanu Gupta, way back in 1967. I wasn't even born then. And since then, it has just grown from strength to strength despite all the heavyweight competition this retail sector for consumer electronics and appliances has seen. And so we want to know and dig deep into why Vijay Sales is standing strong despite all the dadas of the corporate world entering the space. What's their strategy? Why is VSP so popular? Those are all questions to be answered. And who better than the current man in charge, the captain of Vijay Sales, who is Nanu Gupta's son, Nilesh Gupta, to give me all these answers and, of course, hopefully some secrets of the trade. Thank you so much, Nilesh. So happy to be here at Vijay Sales.
Happy to welcome you at Vijay Sales, Sonali.
I must tell you, I'm a loyal customer too. I've purchased almost all my appliances from Vijay Sales.
Thank you very much.
So this is almost like coming home to, do a regular day of shopping.
Right.
But, when I was researching you, I chanced upon some tidbits. One is that, of course, Nanu Gupta, who is, of course, the brain behind Vijay Sales. I don't think he ever envisaged that Vijay Sales would be such a robust national player in the space you operate in. But I was told, or I read that you actually were not really interested. You wanted to be a doctor. And, this was not the path that you were choosing. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's Sonali, that's very accurate. I always wanted to become a doctor when I was young in school. And so I took science. And after 12th, I had to choose between medicine and engineering. I think my father knew, okay, if he goes on to become a doctor, then the business is gone. Although it was a very small business at that time, but still it was a business. So he said, how does it matter? And why don't you take engineering? It's also science. And those days, we were not like the current kids who will say, it's my life. Let me decide what I want to do.
Sure.
So you had no option. In fact, I didn't even try to argue with him, please, I want to become a doctor. And I took that path. But looking back, I think I'm not...
You're not complaining.
I'm not complaining. The way it has panned out, I think I'm not complaining. And possibly when I went into engineering, I realized one more thing. I was not made for science.
Oh, really?
I really struggled to clear my engineering.
Okay. But you became an engineer.
Yes, I did become an engineer.
Okay. Well, it must really help that you have an engineering background, especially, in the consumer electronics space, appliance space. I guess in hindsight, you always join the dots.
Yes, 100%. And what engineering did to me was more than not only the electronics background, but I think it taught me to think logically.
Yeah.
That has helped a lot. So in hindsight, when you join the dots backwards, I think it was the right move. So sometimes you know that the elders know what's best for you.
Right. I mean, I guess the younger generation must take a cue from what you're saying. But, today in 2025, Vijay Sales is a household name when it comes to buying electronics or appliances. Having said that, what is your secret sauce, Nilesh? Because, you've started in 1967, but come 2006, everybody looked at this particular category and sector with salivating eyes. So you have the big boys who've kind of come in. You have Tatas with Chroma. You have Reliance Retail. All of them coming in. If I ask you to flash back, at that time when the entry was happening, did it make you a bit nervous?
So I'll tell you a very interesting question. In 2006, when all the big daddies came in, we were just 11 stores, a turnover of 250 crores. And at that time also, we were one of the biggest in the country.
Of course.
We were only in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And you will not believe the brands with whom we were dealing and the people with whom we were dealing, they were the first one to write an opportunity. They said, now Vijay Sales will not be able to survive.
Wow.
Because they have become so big. This was on one side. With the people whom we have been dealing, we have got relationships. They are doubting our capability. On the other side, I had a few friends who were into private equity space and banking space. So they used to normally come to me and say, boss, this is the time you should encash. But now you are seeing the big boys are coming in. You may survive, you may not survive. Your father has built such a big brand. So why not encash whatever you get? And either tie up with them or encash it. And these conversations used to happen quite often.
Right.
And from the bottom of the heart, I was scared.
Of course.
Okay, how will we survive this madness which will happen? So whenever any private equity guy person used to come, I used to discuss this with that uh, over lunch. So I think for 2 or 3 months he listened those 4 or 5 conversations. Then one day post lunch, I was there, my younger brother was there. He made us sit down, and he said, "See, I came to Mumbai with 50 rupees in my pocket, and I never expected that I'll start my business. I came to work just
At
in
Usha.
Mumbai.
At Usha.
At Usha. I came to work because Usha was his uncle's. They had distribution of Usha.
I see.
So he came to work over there. But there things happen, and we are where we are. And why are you scared? Because even in the developed countries like US, it's not that only Walmart is the retailer. There are retailers who are mom and pop stores, who are city retailers. So he told us in that conversation only one thing: take care of your customers, take care of your team, be honest to all, including your suppliers, and do your hard work. Rest everything will fall in place. With this, he said another thing: I'm not going to get anybody come into my business and take a partnership or take an equity, nor am I planning to sell. And I've got full confidence that we can grow from here and we'll grow stronger. But in case Nilesh and Ashish, you have doubts. So what would you do if you sell off this business? Tell me that. I'll help you to set up that business for you.
Wow.
But I'll be alone if you all don't want to come in. So from today onwards, the topic of private equity or sellout should not happen. And I think that day and to this day, we have never looked back. So that was his confidence. Okay, there is a market for every player who is ready to slog it out.
Wow. Wow. Now, coming to the journey from 2006 to 2025, the long and arduous journey, I'm sure, business is a roller coaster ride with big highs and big lows. I believe that, Maharashtra, accounts for about 50% of your overall revenue.
Now it's changed.
It's changed. Okay.
So now Maharashtra and Delhi are equal.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So we are nearly 35% of these sales, which is coming 30 to 35%.
Okay.
Because now it's, and then Gujarat is there, Pune is there, and now South also in 2019 we started. That's also contributing to around 8 to 10%.
Wow. Okay. So you started your South expansion via Hyderabad.
Right.
And I've seen recently you've also signed on Vijay Deverakonda, right, to ensure that there is recall and top of mind kind of recall value. So you're starting with Hyderabad. I think Maharashtra, you are pretty dominant, right? Pan India strategy, are you going slow and steady, or do you have an aggressive kind of attack on different parts of India like your heavyweight competitors?
No, ours is very, very slow and steady.
Okay.
See, unlike the others, we do not have the opportunity, we do not have the comfort of somebody signing the check and giving us if we make losses. So for us, each and every store has to be profitable. In that scenario, even if we want, we cannot go all out on attack strategy.
Absolutely.
So it has to be a very, very thoughtfully designed strategy of opening the stores. So generally, we open 15 to 20 stores annually.
Okay.
And we ensure that each and every store becomes profitable, the new stores also. Some stores become profitable from day one, but some stores will take a year or two to become profitable.
But that's your rule, like 1 to 2 years you have to be profitable.
The store has to make money on its own.
Right. So, Nilesh, if you just look at how the others in this space attack this category, and you're right, they have deep pockets and, it's about being everywhere. So if I just look at the Reliance Retail Chroma strategy, which are your peers, they kind of attack, they're going deep and they're going everywhere. So even in a small town, a tier 2, tier 1 city, you'll see a lot. Whereas you are more thought through in terms of your, expansion strategy. How do you strategize to win when you are, let's say, looking at a location which is kind of infested with all the other players?
So what happens is now, because of the experience of the last 57 years and the goodwill which we have with the consumers, so it's not so difficult.
Okay.
And as I said, we'll never go very aggressive. So we are very strong on fundamentals. And the fundamental is take a good store, good location, uh, put proper display, and ensure the key is the team. Have a great team who serve the guests, who are able to serve the consumers in the well day. And the biggest advantage is the consumers like us.
If I asked you to do a not a SWOT of Vijay Sales, but a SWOT of this retail landscape, what would you say? What would you say in terms of the obstacles, difficulties, and where you need to stay the course for this particular sector?
So I think the biggest in SWOT analysis if you do is, it's not what you have to do, but what you should not do.
What you should not do. Okay.
So that is very important. So the strength of this industry, of this retail space is the growing market. There's no doubt about it. The market is growing, people are spending money, everything is good. That's the biggest strength. Then the strength of being in a consumer durable space is technology is changing fast.
Yeah.
So the replacement cycle is shorter, so the market is again growing. So that's the biggest strength. The weakness is low margin.
Low margin.
The weakness is increasing cost. The threat is not of the business, but of the situation which is happening across outside
Geopolitical factors.
geopolitical factors. That's a bigger. Tomorrow, if supposing this is all technology product, today you have a shutdown. Like in between, there no imports happening.
Absolutely.
And if we have not built up the factories, but luckily we are building up the factories now, so that threat has reduced a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the biggest thing for anybody in this business is your ability to stay on course for profitability. And that can only happen if you are building to last. The problem with today's most of the businesses, which I see is, it's built to sell.
Build to sell.
Sell.
Yeah, like most of our
Everybody
entrepreneurs.
everybody wants to create a valuation game and then move out.
Yeah.
So when you do a build to sell, the problem is you'll do everything right in the short term, which will fall back against you in the long term.
Sure. Just want to understand your sense of how the competition views you and how you view the competition. 19 years, mega players entering. They have deep pockets. They have a different kind of approach compared to you. They're spraying and praying and hoping that profitability route will come at a later point in time if they stay the course. What's your view? For a quite a complicated business like this, especially when consumer behavior, tech trends, all of it, real estate, all of that is kind of changing so rapidly. Does it make sense to invest and pray for long-term profitability? Does that work?
So basically, it's not profitability should not be long term or short term. What is the purpose of business?
Profit.
The purpose of business is
Profit.
So when you open a store or open any business, you start any entrepreneurship, the purpose has to be profit. Yes, from day one it may not give profit, but you have to have a run around. Okay, this is the length at which I'll get profit from maybe a year later or 2 years later, not beyond that.
Correct.
And in case if you decide or if you realize what was planned and what's the reality is different, then you should change the course. Now the thing is, I do not know how they view us, but what I can see is their plans are something which possibly we don't understand.
You don't understand?
They may be having a 50-year plan.
Sure.
And that's why they are okay with making what they are doing right now. So I would not know what their strategy is going on. And definitely what I get to hear from the brands, they do view us with a microscope. Okay, what is it that they are doing right? That in the same business, they are doing and what they are doing and getting the results what they are getting, which is totally different from what they are getting.
I know that you've done quite well, profit-wise, but if you can give me a sense post-COVID, right? Post-COVID, from 2022, what has been your trajectory of growth until date?
In fact, it's much better than pre-COVID.
Much better than pre-COVID.
The reason being, post-COVID, there was a structural shift in consumers' mindset regarding consumer durables. So post-COVID, what happened? Whenever there is a product to be bought at home, if it's a washing machine, earlier it used to be why you want to change, it's working. Now, no, if you want to change, let's go and get the biggest possible, which is there. So people have started buying larger screen televisions, bigger washing machines, vacuum cleaners have started as a market, it has grown. People have become more health conscious. So air fryers, categories like air fryers. So I think, and that's true for the entire industry. Post COVID, the consumer durable has benefited because from mindset point of view, earlier the share of mind for this product was more on mobile and maybe TV.
Sure.
Now, whether it's a small toaster also, the entire family's mindset comes in, okay, let's take the best.
But haven't you been impacted by this whole e-commerce kind of revolution, because a lot of people are now open to, earlier you wanted to come to a shop, touch, feel, meet the person, have some trust, ki kuch ho jayega, I'll give you a call, you'll come to my house for the after sales service. These days I see that there is a sense of confidence to buy from one of these players like Amazon, Flipkart. People are okay to buy. Has that caused some dent in terms of the actual physicality of coming and buying stuff?
So what has happened is with online coming in and the other large format retailers coming in, the market has grown.
It has grown.
It has grown. So now what has online done? It has made a habit of people after having dinner to browse if some offers are there.
Yeah.
And they've started buying. They start buying more. And in our industry, the biggest trigger is EMIs. So our 80% of the sale happens on EMIs. And that's also one of the reasons why people are buying more premium products, larger screens, larger capacity. So I think we are at a cusp where the market is growing. So even if one or two players comes in, it will not affect. Now to your second part of the question, whether consumers now want to do the touch and feel. So we'll have all type of consumers. There will be a highly evolved consumers who will say, I don't have time, I don't want to go anywhere, let me buy online. For that, VijaySales.com is also developing and we are there present.
Would you say, if I had to ask you, you're late in that game?
I would not say I'm late in the game for the simple reason is, even today, the online, majority of the sales happens when they sell at loss.
What do you mean?
They'll buy at 100 and they'll sell at 98.
Online, you mean
Online,
deep discount?
Deep discount.
Yeah.
Because again, they have more deeper pockets.
Correct.
So we are not in that game.
Yeah.
So we are now present there and we know one day that will change. Even they would need, if not making money, at least to reduce the losses. So we are there.
But would you say that, in your split between, brick and mortar versus online, have you seen that split for yourself kind of increasing or is it static?
Currently it is static.
Static.
But going forward, 10 years from now, I think today, like if the market, like there's a 40%, 35 to 40% market share of mobiles online.
Okay.
And 60% is offline.
Okay.
So going forward, possibly in the next 5 to 10 years, it may reverse. It can become 60-40.
You're saying within the consumer durable appliances, there will be some categories which will kind of zoom. Okay.
So for appliances, possibly, currently, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's around 15% online and balance is 15 to 20%
50% online?
1.5.
Okay.
15 to 20% online, balance is 80%. Large appliances may possibly take more time for the shift to happen. Because there the housewife would want to see the size, what type of, and the biggest challenge with Indian market is every household has a different need.
True.
So somebody would be using larger containers, somebody would be using smaller containers, somebody using that. So they want to see, touch, feel. So that is always there.
Right. My father, grandfather's era and how they bought, appliances and electronics versus how we buy it today, right? There must be a big shift, right? And who better than you to kind of spell out, the old versus new way of actually shopping?
So I'll tell you the biggest shift is when your grandfather or even your father was coming to buy.
Sure.
The biggest thing, the first question they used to ask is, how long will it last?
Correct.
Today, nobody asks that. In fact, you tell them, this will last long. The youngsters say, oh, forget it. Before it comes out, I'm going to replace.
Upgrade.
So I think this is the biggest shift. Second biggest shift is, in those days, buying on EMI was a taboo. Even those who are buying on EMI never used to tell if you have bought on EMI. Because the thing was, if you have to buy a television, then you should have money. You cannot buy on loan. It's not so important. And today, if somebody buys upfront,
right.
and he goes and tells to his friends, I bought paying down, and say, you're mad? You're getting EMI at no extra cost. On the contrary, with EMI, you'll get a cashback also. So I think these are the two major shifts which has happened. Third is, at that time, final decision was not of the buyer. Final decision was of the seller.
What do you mean?
The consumer invariably used to ask, are you sure I should buy this only now? If you were saying, don't buy this, I'm more okay with that. Today also, you have a 30 to 40% consumers who will take the last word from the salesperson, but 60-70% will say, I know what I want to buy, so you don't interfere in that.
You talked about the fact that the old generation asked about longevity. Now, this is a very good insight. For instance, when I bought my appliances, as a first-time solo buyer, my own house and whatever, as a working professional, which may have been 15, 16 years ago, my first fridge, my first TV, I bought it all from Vijay Sales. But it's all still running. My TV may need to upgrade, but I'm saying it's all still in functional condition. I'm given to believe that these days products are designed for a particular shelf life, designed to fail after a few years. Okay, only then will I upgrade. Now, you are running one of the most successful retail stores in the country. Nobody will have a better insight on this manufacturing kind of strategy than you.
No, so I'll tell you, the products are not designed to fail. So this is a question which everybody asks me, especially from my generation. Okay, when I bought a TV, it lasted for 20 years. And now when I buy a TV, in 5 years, it goes away. What's the reason? So I tell them, when you bought a TV in 84, how much TV were you viewing? You had only a movie every Sunday. You had a Thursday music program, and maybe every day 15 to 20 minutes of news. Well, today, whether you're watching or you're not watching, the TV is on more. So the number of hours which you have used the appliance is there. Now this is for the television, but for air conditioners, the same question. 20 years it lasted, now in 5 years, 6 years it goes down. Then I asked them, what was the price at which you bought 20 years back? If you take inflation into account, at what price would you be buying today? So if they were buying at 20,000, 30, 35 years back an air conditioner, today that 20,000 would be equivalent to 1.5 lakh rupees.
Wow.
Or maybe 1.25 lakh rupees. If you are willing to pay 1 lakh for an air conditioner, they will give you an air conditioner which will last you for 20 years.
Fair enough.
So this is the reason why the products fail early, is because now the cost has not gone up, the cost has come down.
But the quality has diminished.
So what you put in will also go down.
Correct. Fair enough.
So actually it's more value for money, but yes, the mindset said it used to last more. And again in air conditioning also, in those days, when very few people used to have air conditioners. In my entire building, nobody had air conditioners. I think in my colony, there were only 1 or 2 people who had air conditioners. So when they used to use air conditioner also, they used to switch it on, 4 hours, switch it off and finish. Today, 24/7 it's on.
Yeah, fair enough. Very, very good point. Nilesh ji, we'll go up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come, please.
Yeah. Now let's talk numbers. You have given a projection that, by 2025, you aim to hit 8 to 10,000 crores, right? Which is, let's say, up from 4,000 crores in about 2019. Are you on track? Or
We closed 25 with 10,300 crores.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You
Full
must
on
give
track.
me sweets after this.
100%.
10,000 crores.
Yes.
Wow. So how did you do it?
So I think I always remember one thing what Sunil Gavaskar always said. You stay on the crease, the runs will follow. So we never look more what will happen and all. The idea is open the correct stores, ensure the current stores which are there are serving well, are taken care of, the stock reaches on time, everything is taken care of. What you are looking is fundamentally, if things are going fine, if your numbers are growing, your stores are growing, and what is most important metrics is whether the same consumers are coming back again and again. That's the secret sauce.
So you are saying you are expecting a 20% kind of growth rate year on year. And what are you expecting to hit in 2030?
If everything goes in place, we should definitely do 25,000.
25,000. Wow, that's a
It's a tall order.
ambition.
It's a tall order.
Yeah. Tall. And this is inclusive of your expansion plan.
Exactly.
Wow. As somebody who's built a very, very successful business and is continuing to kind of grow at a mammoth pace, what would be your advice to the young generation who want to be successful entrepreneurs?
So,
I know one
would-
thing you'll say, don't build to sell.
yes, you're right. For the successful entrepreneurs, I would say build to last. And there is no harm in making losses in the initial years, but the business plan should not be that it will never see the light of the day. Profit will never see the light of the day. So that is what is most important. Secondly, don't steer away from fundamentals. By fundamentals, what I mean is keep a hawk eye on your cash flows, keep a hawk eye on your team, because the team is the most important factor. Don't think that the team comes and goes is better. The team who stays with you and whom you mentor is the most important part of your organization and of your growth story.
Thank you so much, Nilesh ji. It's
My
been
pleasure.
my pleasure. I only wish you more success going forward.
Thank you.